you what he has. Mr. Omolo, please, can you clap for him as he comes?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Osano. Distinguished guests who are present here. HODs for various departments. Let me change this. HODs for the various departments who are here. Gentlemen, graduates, good morning. I'm so happy to share in this happiness on your big day. This day marks the beginning of a new chapter in your life. You have worked so hard for the past few years. You have been able to overcome all hurdles which may have come before you in the course of your course. And finally, you are here to celebrate and be excited about what you have just achieved. So I also join the guests who are here, parents who are here, and also join other stakeholders who have an interest in education to congratulate you for a journey which you have been able to walk with steadfast, for a journey which you have been able to work with utmost commitment. And as I say that, I also want to appreciate you, our graduates, for giving us, or for trusting, entrusting your education journey onto us as an institution. We have been able to have a good experience impacting skills into you, impacting knowledge, and above all, mentoring you. And we as an institution are proud with what you have become. Even as I share in this excitement, I'll also want to take this opportunity to congratulate you graduates. I know that last year we all got in contact with a very unfamiliar situation when COVID hit us. We had to change our way of teaching. We had to change our way of interaction. We have to change our medium of instruction. It's because of your flexibility. It's because of your cooperation. It's because of your positive mindset that you are able to embrace those changes, and you are able to still fulfill your course requirements even as we had a distance between us. You are able positively, and by your positivity, you are able to meet the course requirements, and today you are being conferred with the various qualifications, diplomas, certificates. So you want to thank you for that. And as I thank you for that, we as an institution, we are committed to be able to adjust. We are living in a society which is dynamic. Things are changing. Life is changing. And because life is changing, as a college, we can't afford to stay where we are. We also have to adjust to be able to live life, to be able to approach life in a perspective that will be able to work. So as we move forward as an institution, we want to embrace the idea of e-learning because that is where the society is going. I know you know that not only us as an institution, but as a sector, as an industry, we want to be able to embrace technology as an important tool in learning. You graduates are just a testament. You are the first fruit of the important role which ICT has played in your education, and I believe you won't be the last group who will heavily rely on the help or the input of technology to be able to pursue your programs with us. We plan to continuously adopt technology in teaching most of our programs. I know that we may still have an element of physical learning. We can't completely eliminate that, but we want to take most of our activities, most of our courses online to be able to leverage on technology. There is a commitment which our institution makes that we'll be able to adjust with these changes. So apart from that, also the industry is changing right from the framework, educational frameworks, policies are changing. I know that few years ago, the government was a bit relaxed when it comes to awarding of qualifications. But for the last 5 years, so there has come very strict guidelines which are supposed to guide us even as we train you. For example, I want to you graduates that all of our graduates here today have been able to both complete the internal exams which are set and examined by the college and approved by the board of management. At the same time, apart from achieving, obtain the internal course requirements of your course, you have been also able to go beyond that and fulfill the requirements which are needed by the respective external examining bodies in your course. So today, we have graduates who have been able to fully complete their ICM certificates and diplomas. We also have graduates who have been able to complete their IATA diplomas. We also have graduates who have been able to fully complete their CSK certificates and diplomas. And also, finally, we have graduates who have been able to fulfill the requirements of the ABMA education exam bodies. And so, even as we say so, we as an institution are committed to continuously improve the quality of our programs. We know that for the last few years, we have been consistent with the input from our directors who have been very supportive, with the input of our stakeholders who have been very supportive. We have been able to consistently produce quality graduates. And I believe in many times I meet our graduates in the industry, and you'll feel proud that they really passed through our institution. So even as I say so, even as I admit that we have been able to produce good graduates, like I said earlier, life is changing, and the subsequent cohort of graduates have to be trained in a manner that conforms to the new trends in the education industry and new trends in the work industry. So we pledge to keep on improving. We pledge to keep on taking on board in a positive manner all transformative policies which we find ourselves being in contact with. So we pledge to continue ensuring that your diplomas and your certificates are not only able to enable you to work in the region, but your qualifications, your certificates, your diplomas should be able to allow you to work across various regions. And we only do so by being able to fully adhere to the policies and changes which come in the industry. So this is a special day, like the MC has said. This is like a birthday. It's a day when we are celebrating the effort that you have put in, and I have no doubt. I know our graduates, and most of you, I know, are going to make it in the work market. If you embrace the same positivity you had, which I could see day in, day out in your course, if you still apply the advice which your lecturers have given you, if you apply the advice which your parents and other people have given you, I have no doubt in your ability to be able to succeed even as you approach the career world. Do not be cowed, don't feel less. You have all it takes to be able to succeed. You can now compete with the best because you are also the best. You have enough. When you approach the work industry, do so knowing that you are well prepared and you have what it takes to be able to succeed. So I keep on, I'll keep on welcoming you to this event, and let's celebrate and mark this important occasion together. I look forward to also the other submissions and advice which will be given by our distinguished guests, our directors, and also at some point our heads of department. Thank you so much. I thank you. Have a good morning.
Patieni makofi mazuri tafadhali. Our host today, Mr. Elias Wamalwa, the principal, Mombasa Airways Training Institute. I want also the guest of honor, sir, I want you to allow me now to celebrate with all those who are supposed to celebrate with us. We all come from families. I know that your friends, your fathers, your mothers, brothers and sisters all round are waiting to have a big party with you somewhere. Is that true? Can we say something? If you can't say something, just wave. Is that true? Yeah, I believe you're not celebrating alone, that after this gathering you put off the gown and disappear in the streets. No. I believe after this, some of you will be welcoming us to go and celebrate with you. Some cakes will be cut somewhere. And having said that, we have a parent representative. Normally, I've held twice or thrice of these graduations, and huwa parents wanakuja wengi sana, wazazi huwa wako kando na zawadi na kila kitu. But the seasons have changed, kwa hiyo tuliita mzazi ama wazazi kidogo, tukawa na mwakilishi mmoja peke yake ambaye atakuja aongee kwa niaba ya wazazi wengine, ndugu, jamaa na marafiki mahali popote walipo, hata wale ambao wanatuangalia kwa mbali. Tunawakaribisha sana. Huyu mzazi akiongea anaongea kwa niaba yao. Tafadhali tumpigie makofi anapokuja, atajitambulisha na atawakilisha wazazi wengine vizuri. Karibu sana madam, feel welcome.
Asante sana. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Tunamshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala kutufikisha mahala kama hapa. Alhamdulillah. Natoa shukrani zangu kwa wageni waheshimiwa na mwalimu mkuu na walimu wenzake na wanafunzi. Hamjambo? Mimi ni mzazi. Jina langu naitwa Aminat Said Ali. Nashukuru, natoa shukrani zangu. Nimekuja hapa kwa niaba ya wazazi wenzangu. Tunatoa shukrani kwa walimu na wanafunzi wetu. Alhamdulillah, umetufikisha hapa mahala pazuri na nyinyi wenyewe watoto wazuri. Alhamdulillah. Sina mengi ya zaidi bali ni kuombea dua mfaulu. Congratulations kwa mlioyafanya. Na inshallah muzidi kufaulu nyinyi na familia zenu na wazazi wenu inshallah. Tuwaombea kila la kheri. Mwenyezi Mungu awajalie nyote, wanawake kwa wanaume, muwe na moyo mkundufu inshallah, mfaulu. Leo ni siku yangu ya kwanza kusimama mahala kama hapa. Yale mtu ambaye niyazungumza inshallah yatakuwa minal faizina inshallah. Na waombea wanangu nyote, tumefurahi na walimu kwa bidii zenu. Alhamdulillah, tuwapa shukrani nyote. Alhamdulillah, kila la kheri. Sina ya zaidi isipokuwa ni hayo. Na hapa congratulations kwa mitihani yenu, mlofaulu mkatufurahisha. Tumefurahi sana walimu na wazazi. Kama si walimu hatungeweza kusimama hapa, na kama si nyinyi bidii zenu watoto wetu hatungeweza kusimama hapa mbele ya watu wote, mbele ya umma. Alhamdulillah, kila la kheri nawaombea, na huko ombee mufanye bidii, muwe na nidhamu, mufaulu kwa kila jambo. Kama hapa mumefaulu, na huko mbele inshallah mufaulu. Sina ya zaidi, bali nina shukrani zangu kwa walimu kiasi, nina zawadi yangu kidogo nataka kuwapatia walimu. Naomba samahani kwamba kama nimekosea mazungumzo ni vipi, manake ni mara yangu ya kwanza. Shukrani kwa wazazi wote waliosimama na watoto, alhamdulillah.
Mama, ulikuwa unasema kuna zawadi ya kupeana. Usiwe na wasiwasi. Majina yao yako hapo. Ya maana hii siku nimesema unakuja kuwakilisha wazazi. The parent is so happy that she wants to give a present to those who have mentored her child, and she believes the child is coming out better than the way she went to Mombasa Airways Training Institute. The first present goes to the principal who has just been here. Mr. Wamalwa, please. We give you the honor to receive your mpatie. Please receive it in honor. The good job, your impact has been felt outside the college. Mr. Festus. Mr. Festus, give a round of applause if you are happy. Please receive it. Yeah. Makofi kwake mazuri tafadhali. And finally, Madam Evelyn. Madam Evelyn, oh, you come from the other side. Mpigieni makofi mazuri anapokuja. Makofi kwao tafadhali. Asante sana mama, asante. Na karibu, kama kuna wengine nyumbani, shule bado iko. Sawa sawa, karibu sana. Mpigieni mama makofi sasa. You know, teaching sometimes, for those who don't know, sometimes teaching, some people may think, oh, what are you producing? We are not seeing the products that you are producing. But for those who know, they know that this is actually the basic of the society. Have ignorant people, everybody ignorant in a society, and tell me how that society will look like. So the impact of the institution has been felt up to home. And I said that when you see one parent coming out to give a present, I believe the impact has gone into many houses. And there is something that we must appreciate with these people here. The guests of honor, sir. These people have been examined within the college. You can manipulate within the college, we know that. But now again, they have been examined by people they don't even know where they are. And those people have found that these fellows have qualified and they should be graduated today. So we are having men and women, ladies and gentlemen, who have qualified to be graduated today. And as you go out, please, can you carry that same charisma, carry that same qualification, and show that actually you deserve to be given the honor. At this point, the guest of honor, sir, allow me to welcome the administrator of this school, Mr. Simon Gitao. Mr. Simon Gitao is a Bachelor of Commerce honor holder in Purchasing and Business Statistics, Business Logistics from Daystar University. He is a member of the Kenya Institute of Supplies, and also he is also on the management of TVET institutions with a vast experience. Can you give him a round of applause as he comes? Karibu sana.
Guest of honor, sir. Guest of honor, sir. Other distinguished guests, the college director, lecturers, grants parents, and our online community. Good morning. I hope you're happy today, graduates, especially you, because it's our day. We are here celebrating your day. It's because of you that we have this day. So feel very proud of yourself. Feel very proud of what you have achieved today, because it's a major milestone in your education journey. And I hope that it won't end here. I want to give a brief history of this college, especially for the sake of our guests. I give a brief history of this college, of where we are coming from, how we started as a college. So Mombasa Airways Institute started in the year 2007 as Airways Travel Institute. Actually, it was under a different management at that. And it was taken over by the Singawa Limited Group, that is Mount Sinai, in the year 2013, November 2013. That's when it was taken over by the Singawa Group. And we changed the name to Mombasa Airways Institute. And since then, we've been growing from strength to strength. Okay. So we've been moving from strength to strength since 2013, sorry. So our major milestone was that in 2017, we were able to get a TVETA license. So we were approved by TVET in 2017, which is very important for a college, especially a mid-level college, to be approved by the ministry. We don't want cases whereby you get people from the ministry coming to college, arresting the manager, arresting the principal, arresting the secretary. So in 2017, we were able to be registered by TVETA, and our TVETA license number is TVETA/private TVC 0035 2017. TVETA private, TVETA/private TVC 0035 2017. That's when we were approved by TVETA. So you know that you are coming from a registered college, that your certificates are recognized wherever you are going. We are also registered under various examining bodies such as ABMA, IATA, and ICM. So we are a registered examining body approved to examine these exams. And we want to move from there and register with other examinations. But apart from that, I want to come back to us as graduates. My advice to you today is to never stop learning. Never stop learning. And to always use your skills. Whatever you've learned in the college, apart from that, most employers want to know, what else can you do? Apart from whatever you learned in the college, what else can you do? I'm very happy for our journalism student who was here, who was able to present to us a very nice poem. It reminded me of this program on Citizen TV called Longa Longa, hosted by Mashirima Kapombe. I hope you know about it. There's a very good shairi person there who says very nice shairis. It reminded me of this individual. And you'll realize that once this individual goes out with his certificates, external certificates, and asks for a job, they will ask him, apart from what you learned in the college, what else can you do? And you'll discover that out of maybe 10 graduates who are applying for that job, he will be picked because of his skills. There's something extra that he can do that other graduates can't do. So that's why we are saying to never stop learning. So that is my So try and acquire new skills. If you look at where the education sector is going right now, we are talking about CBC, isn't it? What does CBC stand for? Yeah? Nani anajua CBC? Who knows what CBC stands for? Because I know you have younger brothers and sisters. It stands for what? Competency-based curriculum, isn't it? So it is using the child's skills. You try and get out the child. The child is good in sports. The child is good in, maybe as we are talking about poetry, the spoken word. Try and get that skill out of the learner. And that's where you'll see we are heading as a country, especially in the education sector. So never stop learning. Try and acquire new skills. Apart from this, whatever you've done in the college, can you be able to acquire new skills after that can put you ahead of the pack when you're applying for a job? So my advice to you today is to never stop learning. Let this not be the end of your education journey. Try and move forward from what you have now, isn't it? So with those few words, I want to congratulate you on this day, on this achievement. In class, some of you realize that you started this course with so many students, but right now few of you are graduating. Others fell off the mark. Others fell off at the way. So you find that you are a first amongst many. So congratulations on this day. And for those of us who are watching online, congratulations, our graduates. May you succeed in the days to come. Asanteni sana.
Patie makofi mazuri tafadhali. Give your administrator good claps, please. A round of applause. Pigie makofi mazuri. The guest of honor, sir, I want you to allow me to break that monotony of just sitting and listening. This place has the AC. And I don't know whether people normally, where there is an AC, sometimes you start feeling cold. And as you feel cold, you start feeling very heavy. So I want to take this opportunity to break that monotony of just listening and listening and listening. Some of you will start sleeping, and some will start walking out to stretch their legs. I want to take this opportunity now to introduce our departments, the students that we have that are graduating today, as a representation of those who are outside watching via online. As I call your department, you'll stand so that we see you. Don't just wave. You'll rise up, and then we shall clap for you, and then you'll sit down. I begin with the journalism department within the arena. How many students for journalism department are there? Please rise up so that we can see you. And clap for them tafadhali. Asanteni, mnaweza kukaa. Let us have the shipping department. Can we see you? The shipping department. Makofi mazuri kwao. These are the maritime authority people. Thank you very much. Have your seats. Let us have the business department. Could we see where you are? Wapige makofi. Very beautiful. And let us have a round of applause for the tourism department. The tourism department, these are the hotels and tours. Makofi mazuri kwao. It is the bigger unit. Asanteni sana, kaeni. And finally, but not least, we have the hospitality department. Hospitality department, makofi mazuri kwao. I don't know why we don't have gentlemen. Thank you very much. Have a seat. Having said that, don't take it negatively. We have a gentleman here. I'm sorry, when we have gowns sometimes. Then we have finally the information technology department, members of the ICT. Tuwaone tafadhali wapigie makofi mazuri. A representation of those who are watching online. Asanteni sana. Those are the people who are graduating today. Have I forgotten anybody? If I've forgotten you, raise up your hand. It is your birthday, don't feel shy. Thank you very much. I've mentioned everyone. Having said that, I want to move on. Guest of honor, sir. Allow me to introduce the staff that have prepared these people that are sitting before us today. I know that I brought in the principal to give a speech to open for us the ground because he's the one who has prepared you. But again, we have the members of staff who have worked with you. We have seen some of them here receiving the present from the parents here. So, Mr. David Okonda, tafadhali wave to your students. Clap for him, please. Of Business Department. He has a Bachelor of Business Management, Finance, and Bank. And then we have Mr. Kipaji Zengo. Mpigie makofi mazuri tafadhali. Hospitality Department, he's the head HOD, and he has a Bachelor of Hotels and Hospitality Industry. Then we have Mr. Kevin Osanya. Mpigie makofi mazuri. Information Technology, Bachelor of Business Information Technology. And then we have Mr. Festus Kilonzi, Tourism Department. So you have the bigger population. Makofi mazuri kwake. Hata ukimpatia vigelegele hatutakataa. Yes, we have Mr. Kevin Makioto. Mpigie makofi mazuri tafadhali. Journalism Department. Journalists that you saw. And then we have Mr. Benson. Mr. Benson, HOD Shipping Department. Mpigie makofi mazuri. Asante sana. So I've introduced the students, the graduates who are graduating today, and the lecturers who have prepared them. Those are the backbone of this institute. And as I said, that the institute or an institution always has to be able to conceive and deliver. We have new entrants coming. They are processed. When they're delivered out, when they graduate, they are better than when they joined. And I believe, just the way the administrator said here, that we find some of you have graduated here before. And wherever you go by what I just said. You have been examined within the institution. And again, you have been examined by a body, examining body, which is respected worldwide. And you have seen that you have qualified. So carry with yourself that confidence, plus the skill, plus the personality. And I believe you'll be able to open doors for yourself. Can you clap for yourself again? Thank you very much. At this point, I go to the higher ranks now. I want to bring in the director of this institution, Mr. Gitau Nganga. Sometimes reading your credentials, I normally find it a bit difficult because it is very heavy. The director, Mount Sinai Academy Schools, and now again the director, Mombasa Airways Training Institute. He is a trained banker, trained in banking, and worked in the banking industry for some time, and then later decided to go into investment. He is a professional banker and a director of various institutions. I want to welcome him. Can you give him a round of applause as he comes? Mzee, karibu sana. Let us hear from you the words of wisdom. As these graduates are going out today, they aim maybe become better than you or just the way you are. Karibu sana. Piga makofi.
Good morning. Good morning again. Can you hear me clearly? Today is a great day. it's a day that all of you have been looking forward graduating. This is our 6th graduation ceremony, and it's a day that many of you have looked forward to. It's quite an occasion. I like talking about a few things, especially when it comes to the hierarchy or the ladder of education. Education is a life skill. It's a skill that we acquire to make our lives simpler and easier. Before I venture into that, let me recognize the presence of our guests today. We have Mr. Obadia from the Equity Bank. Dr. Nganga has been with us all along. He's very passionate about this college and all other graduations. He's with us. He's a big supporter of us, and he also gives advice as pertains to education. We have a new guest today, Mercy Indeche. She is also a lecturer at Pwani University. Karibuni sana. I invite also these tutors and lecturers who have made you come here today to graduate. Thank you very much for the good job that you've been doing. I also want to thank all the other staff, because in a college we have many other staff besides the ones who do the actual teaching. Karibuni, more so the parents and all those graduates who are not with us and maybe are watching us online. Santeni sana and karibuni. Now, being the 6th graduation ceremony, we've had many others who have come before you, and we are with them here in this town, others in other places, and it's our tradition to follow their progress wherever they are. And some of them are actually working with us in our other organizations, like in IT and technical staff, doing our computers in schools. When we need to do wiring stuff, we are with them, and many other businesses. Others are suppliers, and we normally give them preference to supply us what we need. And they are doing so well, and our name is well known, especially Mombasa Airways, around business circles. Thank you very much. Continue. I would like to urge you not to stop here. Education is continuous, and I like giving an example that I'm very passionate about rising through the ranks of education. I like giving a live story. It's a true story. It's not an example that I'm giving. If you, I like repeating the story so that it can inspire some of you. This nephew didn't do so well in his Form 4 education. That was sometimes in 1990. From up country, he didn't qualify to join university because his grades were not good. He couldn't join any university anywhere. But in him, he had, because he wanted to be an electrical engineer, which to us looked out of this world. I asked him severally whether he's serious of what, when I look at his grades, mathematics, sciences, and whatever. Yeah, but he said he wants to be one. Then I told him, sawa, I'll give him support. So I welcomed him here in Mombasa. so that we can see what to do. By then, Technical University was still a polytechnic. I talked to the HOD there. He used to be a friend of mine. He's late now. He accepted to receive him on one condition, because he didn't meet the qualifications, and him being an HOD in that department, his hands were tied because he cannot admit a person who is not qualified. But he convinced the lecturers in his department on one condition, that this gentleman, this boy, repeats mathematics only a whole year. Out of his determination, he did maths for one whole year. And actually, he qualified to do a diploma in electrical engineering. Out of his passion, he did so well in his diploma, because he had a dream. It's the dream that I want you to have, each one of you. There's something you want to aspire to be it in shipping, be it in management, business management, hospitality. Always have a dream of what you want to be. He wanted to be an engineer. Okay, he did his diploma, he passed, and he surprised many. Even in the class, I think, even those who joined in directly, did not do as well as he did. So he got a chance with his diploma to go to South Africa. Those years, South Africa had just gained independence, so they were Africanizing South Africa, because the economy was in the hands of whites, and most of those technicians were whites. So he got a chance and traveled there. Out of his determination, his dream was still valid, because he wanted to be an engineer. He got a job in Cape Town, and in a motor assembly enterprise. It's a company making these BMW parts. You know the vehicle, BMW. Those parts were made in South Africa. Out of his hard work, our education system was so good, was superior then, but not the best. He was sponsored to take a degree. So I was required to get his papers. He sent me his papers, diploma papers, so that they can be accredited by qualified bodies around there and then sent back to South Africa, so that they can match them with theirs. He did so well in his degree. This is a fellow who could not join university here those years. He did his degree. He passed so well. He sat for his master's electrical engineering, and today he's doing a doctorate, and he's a chief electrical engineer of Chevron. Chevron is an international company that does refining, oil refining, like our refinery here in South Africa. Though I think he's the topmost African in that body of that organization. This is a fellow who could not qualify to join a university here in Kenya. So that should inspire you. Even if you are not able to go to university, there's still a way of climbing the ladder of education and be what you want to be. So congratulations once again. Work hard. Let it not stop here. When you go out, look for opportunities. Don't wait to be employed or go to offices and get employed. I've had one of you who was here sometimes before. I can't remember her name. So she did, I think, hospitality or something. She started, how do you call it? When you start selling food without having a restaurant. Naitwa nini? You make food from home, and she's a big supplier of food in this town. She didn't need to get municipal licenses, expensive promises where to make food from. She's somebody who had an idea. So have those ideas. There are many things you can do other than waiting or knocking office doors to look for employment. So as you live here, continue improving on your career, and those who want to continue the education, after here you can go I think these lecturers from university can confirm that. If you do well in your diploma, you can join for degree courses. Think that is acceptable, and still continue and do your master's, even doctorate at the end of the day, even if you didn't do well in school. I come to my next point out of that, and that's why the government has chosen to change the system of education that was there, 844, because it was exam oriented. You don't pass that exam, you are doomed. That's the end of you. You don't pass your Form 4 exam. But we have wasted many brains and many children who are hardworking because of that system. So we should all support the competency-based curriculum, the CBC. You don't have to know mathematics to continue their programs. You don't have to do chemistry compulsory. You don't have to. You don't have to do history. Do what you like. You choose what you like. Is that not nice for the children now? Amua, chagua ile kitu nataka. You just want to do Kiswahili, that is that. If you feel you are good in that. You want to do English, you want to play football, kuna mtu atakuzuia. What you'll need is the basic education up to Form 2. Form 2, it will be grade 8 or something. That's when you'll start specializing. Those who are not good academically, there will be many other avenues. Those who are good, the avenues for those who are good academically. So it's a win-win situation for all of us. No child is going to be wasted. Kwa hivyo, we know where you are headed. Now, go choose your path from now. Don't wait for the path to be chosen for you. Do what you feel you can do best. Now, it's our mission. I think it has been mentioned to you by those who talked before me. We are partnering with the government and other like-minded institutions, NGOs, to continue improving Mombasa Airways Training Institute. We also have a dream, just like a dream that you have. We would like this institution, many years to come, to be as big as all these other institutions you hear of, private in the country, because the government alone cannot afford to provide education fully. If I may give an example, being in education circles like in Mombasa, if all private schools closed, there will be very few schools remaining. 80% of schools in Mombasa are private. So providing education is not cheap. It's not cheap. And the government cannot afford to do everything. Not only this government offers, not only the Kenyan government, even in Britain, in the US, they partner with governments. Private education providers partner with the government because the government cannot provide all the education that's required. So we shall continue doing that. And with you being alumni of this college, we know one day you'll be associated with one big college. We shall provide satellite colleges from around this region so that we can have as many people as possible can have access to our institution, either virtually or face-to-face education. Because now everything is like going digital. Most things are virtual. We are trying to set a virtual and modern platform where we can reach students online. Instead of them traveling all the way or coming all the way to college, they can still train online. I also want to thank Mount Sinai Group of Schools, being a director of that school. Maybe some of you have seen or heard of it. We are in Likoni, we are also in Magongo, we are in Mtwapa. This college grew out of those group of schools, and I must thank the principal of Mount Sinai for the support you give this college. We also give quite a number of students from our schools who come to continue their studies in this college, those who graduate in our schools. So we shall continue giving you support, giving the college support as much as possible. Finally, I want to wish each one of you well. As you live here, be happy that this is a milestone. As the principal called it, it's a birthday. You are now a new being. You are not the way you came in. You are going to live out. You will not live the way you came in. you live differently. So with that, I want to thank you very much. Also to thank your parents and all those our well-wishers, those who are here and those who are watching us online. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Patieni makofi mazuri tafadhali. I know that sometimes you expect big words, but the messages which come with the practical examples normally are practical messages. I believe the message has gone down well. And I know that some of you here, these are stepping stone to bigger things to come. While I also know that for some of you here, out of this place, there is somewhere very good that you're going to land. We wish you the best. The guest of honor, sir, allow me now to welcome one of our honored guests who has joined us to grace the occasion, Mrs. Mercy Ndeje. Mrs. Mercy Ndeje is a lecturer at Pwani University with a Master's of Science in Immunology and Research Methodology and a BSc in Microbiology. Is a lecturer at the university. Training other people who are supposed to graduate just the way you are doing it today. So madam, karibu sana uweze kutupatia kile ambacho umetuletea. Mpigieni makofi mazuri anapokuja tafadhali.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction. Okay. Thank you for the introduction, distinguished guests, the director, the administrator, the principal of the college, Mombasa Airways Training Institute, parents, teachers, and graduates. Good morning. Have you been told I'm Elizabeth Mercy Ndeje, a lecturer at Pwani University? And in addition to that, I'm passionate about mentorship, and I do that under Equity Group Foundation, mentoring Wings to Fly scholars. So I'm honored today to be here to take part in celebrating your graduation. And this, I believe, is the class of 2021. So it's my honor today. And thank you to everybody, the graduates, teachers, parents, and the administration as a whole for this success. This is more of teamwork, because without the team effort and the collaboration, we wouldn't be here celebrating. As I've been told, this is like your birthday. So we'll be here celebrating your success. So it's a team effort that you're here celebrating the input that everybody has made. And the principal goal of education in any learning institution, including Mombasa Airways Training Institute, is creating men and women who are capable of doing new things and not simply repeating things that other generations have done. So it's my call to you, graduates, as you go outside there, you try to use the acquired knowledge and skills that you have acquired from your teachers to try and make the world a better place. We usually say that we want a better world, but how can we make a better world without us being the change? So we need to be the change that we want. And I believe you began as a group when you began learning, but I'm sure few of you dropped along the way because of 1, 2, 3 reasons. And for you, you made it this far. So I will call upon you, and as I tell you, congratulations for finishing this journey. It was not really a tough journey, but it's also a beginning of a beautiful one. So I believe you're a star. Keep shining. And last but not least, I'd like to tell you congratulations on graduating. Thank you.
Pigie makofi mazuri tafadhali. Thank you very much, Madam, for the wisdom to our graduates. You can see education is the only one thing that you don't judge somebody by looking at someone. So you can see Madam Indeje is a lecturer at Pwani University. And she still has a long way to go. And again, you heard the words of wisdom from the director, giving examples of people who had a very rough beginning, but at the end of the day, they are sitting among other very big dignitaries. We are saying all this so that today being your birthday, this is the day that you can be told very important things for your life. There's a saying by the Nigerians which goes by saying that a man who calls other men, or a family calling other families to a feast, does not do so to save them from hunger or starvation. But there is something which always comes with such a come together. There are words, there are agreements which are made. And remember, for those of you who are Christians, the Bible says that whatever you agree upon on this earth, in good faith, 2 or 3 people, that agreement is written even in heaven. Is that true? Yeah. So if we agree today here that you are given the honors and you are given the powers to go out and perform, even the heavens have given a tick wherever you go. That is why we normally come together to celebrate. Can we clap for our dignitaries, please? So pay attention, be very keen on each and everything that is stated. And if you find something which is very, very interesting, put it down in writing. You will remember that later. Somewhere. Before very long, you'll be called to a gathering like this one to again advise others. Because that is how the order of life is. Allow me now to call in our guest of honor, who is also among the leading members of the BOM, that is Board of Management of the Mombasa Airways Training Institute, Dr. Peter Ng'ang'a. Daktari is a lecturer at Kenyatta University, School of Business. He is the coordinator of Master and PhD programs at Kenyatta University. And that's why I tell you that as you sit here, somebody may look at you and think, oh, it is just a small college. But the brains behind your training are the same brains which are training in the very highest institutions of this nation. He has a PhD in finance, MBA in finance, and a CPA Kenya, and then is a BEd Business and Economics. Can we give a round of applause for Daktari Peter Ng'ang'a as he comes? Karibu sana Daktari.
Okay, thank you very much for that introduction. Our chief guest, Mr. Obadia from Equity Foundation, distinguished guest, our director, Bwana Gitao, college director, parents and graduates, good morning. Yes, it is a pleasure for me to be given this opportunity to share with you 1 or 2 words of wisdom so that I can encourage you as I welcome you into this world of academics. I'll just tell you, this is but the beginning. There's still more for you can be able to do to upgrade your status, and the world will recognize you. Now I'd like to pass my message with a story, and please ensure you don't leave here with a story, but leave here with my message. I want to share a story which have inspired me many times. of a small lady called Rizzi. No? Rizzi, when she was born, she was very tiny and very ugly. And the doctor, who is a professional, who is supposed to encourage somebody, told the parents of Rizzi, watch, your daughter will never walk, she will never crawl, she will never do anything for herself. She will be a burden to you for the rest of your life. Now you can imagine that is a doctor who is professionally trained to give hope, and they have even taken an oath. Those are the words we came from a doctor. Now the parents did not despair, so they decided to take their girl home and continued taking care of her until she reached the age of going to school. And the first day when she was going to school, she was so psyched that she was ready to start school. But now the surprising thing is, when she went to the school the first day, she approached the first kid very excited with her bag in the new institution. And when that kid saw her, she ran away screaming. That was the most ugliest thing she has ever seen before. And in that school, there was a stampede of people running away because of her. Now you can imagine when you go to such a situation and that is the welcome which you get. It is really sad for her. Now, Riz continued. She went home that day crying and asked her mother, why are other people running away when they see me? No, mothers, parents have strong word. Just told you, Rizzi, there is nothing wrong with you. It's only that you are tiny than the other children, but you are all okay. So the mother gave the kid the word of encouragement. Later on, as she continued her school, there was these followers, online followers about her. One of them made a comment and told Rizzi, the best thing you can do world a favor. You are the most ugliest girl we have ever seen, and I want you to do the world a favor. Just put a gun on your head and shoot yourself. Imagine. Below that, there were more than 10,000 comments of other people telling her, do the same. I think the world can do without you. Just put a gun on your head and shoot yourself. Now that radio was teased from left to right. The world was so miserable for her that nobody appreciated her. But one time, reaching the verge of what was happening, she decided, now, do I let the world define me? Do I let this outward looking ugly of me, which is brought by a syndrome which the doctors don't know, define me? Do I allow those people who talk negative things about me define me? She said, no. Those are not the things which are going to define me, but I'm going to define myself. One of the definition was, I wanted to be a motivation speaker. Now you can imagine a very ugly lady being a motivation speaker. Who will go to listen to her? And when she decided to do so, she did not have any idea what a motivation speaker is. So she went to the Google and Googled what a motivation speaker is. Then the next thing, she said, I want to write a book. That was her second objective. The third objective was, I want to graduate in a college. I want to do a degree. And the fourth goal was, I wanted to have my own family. And she said, those are the things which are going to define me, but not the people who are talking negative things about me. And she said, all those negative things which are said about me, I'm going to use them to make myself better than what the world is. After some time, as she was sharing this story, she was doing a motivation talk with more than 10,000 people who had come to listen to her. That is one objective achieved. That she became a motivation speaker. As she was speaking by then, she had already graduated in college with a major in English. I don't know, can't remember the other one, which was a minor. And by that time, she was taking her third manuscript to the author for the third book. And she said, as we are speaking now, my family is already online. You can see. Those people who had said, put a gun and shoot yourself, many years down the line, they were the people who are seated listening to her. You can imagine. They paid money to come and listen to a Metavision talk for the ready. They said that she should put gun and kill herself. Now let me also define you. As you live here today, people are going to define you in different ways. And I said, if this radio was not forecast, she could have committed suicide. And I'm telling you this today, if you don't know what you are and what you want, the community is going to define you. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, please, please don't allow the community to define you. You went to school, and that is why I don't want to tell you to work hard, because there's an evidence. By wearing that cap and the way you are dressed is an evidence that you have already worked hard. I don't want to tell you to be disciplined. The far you have come is because of the discipline. But one thing I would like to tell you, after the graduation today, the environment and the world you're going to face is totally different. Now, how are you going to face that world? I ask you today, as you graduate, as you celebrate today, take time to define yourself. Who am I? And exactly what do I want? Because those people who define themselves, they understand who they are. They make promises to themselves. And when they make promises to themselves, they remain committed to their promises. And when they remain committed to their promises, they become very successful. Those people who do not define themselves, they do not know who they are, and they leave the community to define them. Yes, this is somebody who did a diploma in shipping. And he had a very high hope, but he never defined himself. So siku moja nikivuka Nyari Bridge, naona anaendesha mkokoteni. What went wrong? This is somebody who did something on hospitality. Nikipitia one of the institution, nakutana na wewe umesimama na rungu kubwa, wewe ni askari rungu. Because you allowed the community to define you. And this community is ready, waiting for you. Remember, they may not be very happy on what you have done. They are ready out there to define you. Please don't leave this courage without defining exactly what you. And I'll say this. Those people who define themselves, they set their goals. They remain focused. And they have a big vision of exactly who they want to be. So I believe by now, having taken time and committed a lot of time in what you're doing, you already know who you are. Are we together? You already know who you are. And I'll tell you this. Whoever defines himself, the future is very bright for you. But for those people who will allow the community to define them, the future is very dull. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Kenya is still fertile. There are 1,001 opportunities to work. You can change yourself and change the society if only you know who you are. So I'd like to do this. As you leave this college today, know this is not the end, but the beginning. And if it is the beginning, you have to continuously upgrade yourself. The world is changing. And therefore, for you to be able to fit in the fast moving world, then you have to continuously update yourself. And you have seen, even the companies which have not been able to continuously update themselves, with the time, they have been phased out. I remember when we used to be young, our director can attest to that. There used to be some drugs we used to take. Kina Aspro, kina Malaria Queen, kina aspirin. Those drugs are no more in the market. They have been overtaken by the event. So I don't want you to be the Aspro of 2021. That very soon you'll be overtaken by the event. And the new product are going to come out. So the idea is, pursue the 21st century skill, be digital literate, continuously update yourself. When you recognize who you are, the world recognizes you. And the brave starts here. Now, as you graduate, remain committed, and the world will recognize you. Thank you very much.
Makofi mazuri tafadhali. Give a round of applause for the good words of wisdom. And I told you that today you are very lucky people. You know, sometimes we go into areas where we have speeches which are beyond, speeches which go outside our line. We are outside religion, although we are religious. And again, we are outside politics, although we are politicians. Here we are purely what? Purely academic and professional. And you can hear even the examples that come are examples which are just encouraging you on how you can be able to bring up whatever the seeds that you have planted now, that we are watering today. As you go out, you heard that story, and I think, and I believe, it is of a big motivation to you. We are almost coming to the end of the speeches. Actually, we are at the peak. The guest of honor, sir, allow me now to call in our chief guest, Mr. Obadiah Vundi Kagwe. Mr. Kagwe is the administrator, Equity Wings to Fly mentorship program. I know some of you, maybe you've come across this, or it has touched you in one way or another. Me, I've seen it. It has touched some of my members. And again, being a teacher in the secondary section, I know what this group normally does. Can you give him a round of applause as he comes, tafadhali? Karibu sana, Mr.
Thank you very much. Good morning. It's quite difficult to speak after great men and ladies speaking before you. The director and staff of Mombasa Airways Training Institute, the guests who are available today, the parents who are together with us, and the graduates. Good morning once more. Allow me to take this moment and appreciate the administration of the esteemed institution for giving me a chance to come and grace this occasion. Thank you so much for that chance and availing it to me. And my name is Ifhad Obadiah Vundi. I work with the Equity Group Foundation, mentoring program administrator. Currently, we have 22,000 students who are in high school, and we still have programs for students in colleges and universities. We support them with training to make sure that they are able to fit well in the marketplace. My special appreciation goes to the teaching fraternity of Mombasa Airways Training Institute for taking time and making sure that you support these students. I know since they were admitted to the college, they worked hard. The institution worked hard, made sure that the teaching staff and the resources and your time and everything to make sure that they excel. So thank you very much for that. Again, my appreciation goes to the parents of the graduates, those who are watching us through the online platform, and those who are here also. I really appreciate you for the moral support, the financial support, and every support given to the students. It has really taken your hand to have this graduation happen. So a big thank you to the parents and guardians of the graduates. And the graduates, congratulations. Congratulations again. Are you happy today? Yeah, it's your moment, it's your day to be happy, because I know you've gone through so many things. Tough moments, at some point light moments, and sometimes you lacked school fees, but you've made it to this far. So it's very important always to feel proud of yourself for your achievement. So this is your day, as the past speakers talked about. and you should highly appreciate yourself for that. Congratulations for making it up to this far. And I understand that whenever a student is enrolling for a program in a school, in a college, in a university, their desire is one day, one time, they will graduate from that institution, and they will graduate after achieving high grades in the course they pursue. Sindio? So, congratulations for making it up to this far. I want to tell you that it is very important as you celebrate your graduation. Please be brave enough to go and conquer the world. Don't belittle yourself. Know that you are equally qualified to those other graduates from other universities and colleges. You have gotten the best training. You've gotten the best, the best lecturers, the best everybody, every staff who's been supporting you. You have gotten the best out of the best. So it's very important you feel you are qualified enough so that when you are going to the market and placing your CVs there, you don't feel like a student from Mombasa, Technical University of Mombasa will be picked first and then you come later on. No, it's not the case. You equally have the same chance to get opportunities in the market. Please make sure that you volunteer yourself to a challenging moment and to a challenging task. Whenever that difficult duty is given to you, try to execute it with a lot of precise. Make sure that you are perfect in everything that you do. And through that, when you achieve what you are doing, then the other people around you will say, actually, this is the person you are waiting to come and work with us. This is the person whom we can choose to be our leader in different sectors. So make sure that the decisions you are making, even from now, as you move on, you are making perfect decisions, decisions that are building you, decisions that are not destroying you, because once you leave this institution, you meet with different people and they would introduce you to different things. Please make sure that you choose the right thing. And this is the thing that will propel you to the next level. Wear a gown of integrity. Everyone who will be wanting to work with you will require you to be a person of integrity, a person who does the right things. Make sure that you are honest in everything that you do and everything that you say, so that people can lay trust on you. And it is through trust that responsibilities come to you and growth comes later on your path of your profession. Please make sure that you are honest in everything that you do. Another thing I want to remind you is that you should be able to fit in the working environment. Make sure that the organization that you pick you are able to fit in that culture. You are able to work with other people. You are able to move along with other people. You are able to move forward the business of the organization you'll be working for. And through that, you'll be growing as a person and you'll be able to grow the organization, and the organization will be able to realize your contribution towards its growth. And the rest of the people will be able to actually reward you for your good deeds. I want to introduce a concept of soft skills. We have two types of skills. We have the hard skills and the soft skills. Hard skills are the ones you are taught in college, like you're supposed to do something in a certain process and procedure. But then there are soft skills which are not transferable. Skills like problem solving. Because when you go to the organizations or when you place your CVs and you are required to get a certain job, you'll be required to be a problem solver. You are able to solve issues amongst people. That's a soft skill you should have as a person. Make sure that you are a team player. Don't say that like I always feel good when I'm working alone. I don't like working with other people. Please make sure that you are able to team up with other people and work together. Because through teamwork, you'll be able to get to know ideas from other people, and then with your ideas and putting them together, you become a stronger person and you'll be able to propel forward in a very easy way. So please make sure that you are able to team up with other people and you are able to succeed together. Soft skills like being IT savvy, having those computer skills, they are very important. You may have done tourism, for example, but then later on, you find that in as much as you've done tourism, you are required to have some IT skills to perform in your job. Maybe you've done shipping, you've not done computer, but then remember that the computer skills will be also important in your career. So please make sure that you try to learn something as a person. And those skills are the ones you volunteer yourself and pursue. They're the ones which you make you succeed. Please make sure that you balance the hard skills which are learned through training, through college and what have you, and then the soft skills whereby you are supposed to sacrifice yourself, get to learn and get to excel in that. The soft skills are equally important to the hard skills. And through acquiring all those many skills, you'll be able to succeed in the job market. Remember that this is an opportunity you are in. You've not achieved everything in this world. You still have a long way to go. But then, are you prepared to conquer the world? The reality is, some of us here, you get our jobs immediately after this graduation. Others will take a few months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. Others, it may take a while. A year and a half. I know most of us don't want to hear this. It may take a while. But what do you do as a person? Please make sure that you remain resilient. Make sure that you persevere with a lot of courage. So many challenges will come on your way as you pursue your dream and your job. Please make sure that you remain positive. Don't give up. Even if the job may delay, even if the opportunities may not come as you expected, make sure that you remain positive, remain working hard. If there is something else you can do outside what you've been trained on, and it can support you and it can build you as a person, try to do something. Don't sit and wait. Try to do something, and then through that, as you wait, as you seek for more opportunities, as you apply for more job in line with what you've been trained on, then you'll be able to succeed. The thing is, please make sure that you remain with a very positive spirit as you pursue your endeavors. I want to say this, these opportunities, as you pursue them, they will still come. A lot of money will come to our end. A lot of money. A lot of wealth will come to us. Cindy, do you believe that wealth will come to you? Do you believe? Say yes as if you believe. Do you believe? Yes, a lot of wealth will come. We will get our families, big families. We grow our families in the next 4 or 5 years. We have big families, and a lot of things, a lot of assets will come to our end. And as we get these things coming to our end, let's remember to thank God, because He's the one who gives men a chance to make wealth. Make sure that you appreciate God for the opportunities He'll be giving you. And then please remember to make the environment you are in better. We make our environment better by reaching out to those who are in need of our support, those who are in need of our presence, those who are sickly. It may not be directly touching the people. You can improve the area you are in, and those who are in the position of policy making. Because I know some of us here may get a chance to go and develop policies that affect the community and everyone who is living in this country, Kenya. Please make sure that you make policies that are able to further to better the lives of Kenyans. Don't make policies that just benefit you as a person, because a few years later you'll be out of the position of making policies. But make policies that are long lasting and are able to better the living standards of every Kenyan we have. And through that, we'll be improving our levels of living. We'll be improving the levels of living of the people in the communities, at our homes, in the villages, and also at the country at large. Let's make sure that everything we are doing is for the betterment of the people of Kenya. And through that, we will all grow. We will grow our country, we will grow our economy, and we will also succeed as the people and the fraternity of Mombasa Airways Training Institute. And through that, everyone will have a good chance to succeed in life. So I want to say congratulations to you for making it to this graduation. And may you go to the world and excel. No one will fail in your endeavors. Remain positive, remain looking forward for success, and it will surely come to you. And congratulations, congratulations, congratulations for your graduation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Pigeni makofi mazuri tafadhali. Pigeni makofi mazuri. Thank you very much. That was our chief guest, and he has also closed that part of speeches. I believe whatever information has come down here today, the messages that were given out here by the speakers who made their statement here, is of big contribution to your life. Can we appreciate all of them with a clap again, tafadhali? Yeah, the guests of honor, sir. I want to move this gathering to the next stage now. Ningeomba yule ambaye yuko kwa mitambo tupatie dakika mbili tu tujipange, because after this we are going to start awarding the diplomas and the certificates. So I want to give a break of 2 minutes. Ili mpumue kidogo, if you want to stretch, if you want to dance, and then we put our house in order. Thank you very much, all the guests who have made their statements today. Tupatie mziki kidogo. Yes, and with that music, ufurahi sasa, kwa sababu tunataka sasa kwa zawadi vile ambavyo inatakikana. Yeah, it's only for 2 minutes.
Nikauza shamba langu sababu yake, nikauza gari langu sababu yake, nikauza ng'ombe na mbuzi sababu yake, ili apate nauli ya ndege na pesa nyingine za matumizi kule Japani. 17 mwezi wa 5, ilikuwa tarehe 17 mwezi wa 5 mwaka 1992, mwaka 1992, hiyo ilikuwa tarehe kamili ya Stella kurudi Kenya. Nilikwenda uwanja wa ndege kwenda kumlaki Stella, ilikuwa na anko Kilinda uwanja wa ndege, ilikuwa na injinia Chaunjoka na mkewe na watoto wake, ilikuwa na Bazeli Makulomba uwanja wa ndege, ilikuwa na Pedesh Makamba Amgangenyika Davida Kedu, ilikuwa na Mandablo Muganga Babaruga Kedu kwa Benikese, Afrante Kelipo tuwa Kenyatta uwanja wa ndege. Stella alishuka amebeba mtoto mikononi, Stella alishuka amebeba mtoto mikononi, mama yake mchumba wake mfupi futi 4 Mjapani. Ilisikitika ndani ya moyo, nikakosa la kufanya, nikamnilia kikamba bora kinisi anibidinilie kuchalu ana kimango wajoa nitamani nilie kihindi bora kinisi nitamani nilie kihindi bora kinisi nikanibidinilie kitaita lugha ya baba na mama, nikanibidinilie kitaita eke manoni bonye bada.
Take 2 minutes. Now can we take our seat? Back to your position. Back to your position, please. I only gave out 2 minutes. Back to your position. Let us bring our house in order. Having heard from our guests, we need to have one gathering down there. Take your seats, please. The break is over. So, our chief guest, the guest of honor, and the other guests, it has come a time now that we want to confer the diplomas. Let all the graduates who are outside the arena come in, please. We want to start when you are all seated. Can you save time, please? Because we don't want your name to be called and you are out. Remember, you are a representative of a very big group, this arena. And again, I take time to welcome those who are watching. Please save time. Save time, be at your seat. I believe you have decorated yourself enough. Some seats are still empty. Tourism department. That is where we are going to begin. So everybody must be here. Yes, so at this moment now, I want to call in the heads of departments, the various heads of department. They will call your names. I believe already you have your folder. Because you are a representative of the whole students group who are graduating today, I would wish that when you are called and you are standing up, could we also see that you are having your folder? Because this thing is watched outside this room. So please have your folder with you. I'll call the HOD, the head of department. He will call your name. When your name is called, please stand up and remain standing until the guest or the chief guest will have conferred and blessed you with your qualification. So allow me now to call the head of department, tourism department, Mr. Festus Kilonzi. Please come out and read the names of those who qualify to be awarded today. Mr. Festus, tafadhali mpigie makofi anapokuja.
Good morning, director, distinguished guest, administrator, principal, lecturers, parents, ladies and gentlemen, and all graduates. I would like to start by saying congratulations to the graduating class of 2020-2021. In the year 2020-2021, the following students satisfactorily completed all the requirements prescribed by the examiners in the tourism department for the award of diploma in tours and travel and cabin crew. So the names are as follows. Number 1, I have Sarah Khalid Mohammed. Please stand. I have Evelyn Omazi. Kindly stand. I have Hajra Hussein Abdallah. I have Naja Mohammed. Then I have Nihad Abdallah. Fatma Ahmed Bono. There is Abdurrahman Ibrahim. There is Vroshti Pradikumar Patel. There is Leah Umazi. There is Cleopatra Peli Charo. Sophia Mohammed. Daisy Awino. I have Sharon Mumbi. Huzaima Mabgut. Sakina Naswir. Gladys Mkambe. There is Aisha Ali. Ann Kageha. Philomena Magachi. I have Aisha Suleiman. Mdathiri Farid Ali. Emily Fanis. Lynette Naliaka. There is Im Salim. There is Shadia Abubakar. Agnes Wanjiro. Happy Luvuno. There's Jarida Mkamburi. I have Kendi. Mary Mudoni. Luvuno Salim. Marion Wambuga. Rebecca Koech. Naomi Ikonya. There is Saleh Mohammed. Grace Akinyi. Malaya Mahmoud. Alima Swabir. Then I have Tracy Lorraine. Catherine Nikorote. There is Stella Karimi. Saif Farid. And lastly, Florence Fat Nyambera.
Welcome our guest of honor, Dr. Peter Nganga, to confer the diplomas.
Yes, graduates, how do you feel now? Yes? Yes, I've taken a step of faith to start here to ensure that I said you to the world to do what you have trained for. By that, by the virtues of the authority vested on me by the Mombasa Training Institute Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the diploma on tourism, travel, and cabin crew with all the rights, privileges, and responsibility pertaining thereof.
Pigie makofi mazuri tafadhali. future chief guest. You can have your seats. Asanteni sana. I move to the next group, Information Technology Department. And I take this opportunity to call Mr. Kevin Osanya Otuka, the head of department. Please come and read the names of those who qualify to graduate today.
Good morning, Director, distinguished guests, Administrator, Principal, lecturers, parents, ladies, gentlemen, and all graduates. I'd like to start by saying congratulations to the graduating class of 2020-2021. In the year 2020-2021, the following students satisfactorily completed all the requirements prescribed by the examiners in the Information Technology Department for the award of Diploma in Computing and Information Systems. Sharon Awor Onyango, Mwatime Ali Nganzi, Rizwan Mohamed Mianji, Daniel Manyara Njoroge, Nicholas Muteti Mutinda.
I welcome the chief guest. Please come and confer the diplomas.
Once again, good afternoon. I know it is afternoon now, right? It is still morning. Oh, good morning once more. Congratulations to the department which has already gotten their diplomas. And I am here to convey the diplomas to the IT department. And by the virtue of the authority vested on me by the Mombasa Airways Training Institute Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the diplomas in information and technology with all rights, privileges, and responsibility pertaining thereto. May you go and excel. Thank you very much.
Wapatie makofi mazuri. Thank you very much, sir. We move to the next category, the School of Journalism. Mr. Kevin Makioto, please come and read the names.
Good afternoon. Directors, distinguished guests, administrators, principal, HODs, parents, ladies and gentlemen, and all graduates. I'd like to start by saying congratulations to the graduating class of 2020-2021. In the year 2020-2021, the following students satisfactorily completed all the requirements prescribed by the examiner in the Journalism and Media Department for the award of Diploma in Journalism and Mass Communication. Rajab Myombo Mdachi, Mwanajuma Mwamose Mbogi, Fiki Mbaru Mazombo.
Oh, thank you very much.